Hello, 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 hello. Hold on, let me cut my camera over here. Cool. All right. Think we're good to go. Little jammaroony like we do every Monday night. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. Well, if I can get this mic to stay still for a second. Hold on 1 second. Let me just tighten this sucker up. It's always fun when you're trying new stuff, right? See, we got a bunch of people in the chat already. Wow, I got to try to catch up, man. It's like, let's see what we got going on. Let me know if you can hear everything, if everything is good on your end. I always like to start off with a little jam or something, you know what I mean? It gives me a chance to play some guitar at the same time. This is a guitar channel, I suppose. I should be, I should be playing guitar sometimes. And I'm playing the R9, which is definitely become my one favorite guitar of the bunch. That's absolutely true in this case. I really like it. Playing through the Helix tonight, and that was just a little backing track. The songs that you do hear in the beginning of the stream when it just says starting soon, those are all songs from my band SMEER, well, my previous band or whatever, the last band I was in. And so, yeah, I'll play that. And I always get a copyright notice every time. And it says, hey, you're playing SMEER music. Yeah, no shit. I wrote the damn thing. Leave me alone. But anyway, they don't do anything. They just, if I make money on it, I make money on it because they send it to me because I'm the publisher and I'm the copyright owner. So you know what they say. It's all good. All right, let me have a look who's in the chat right now. And we'll get started. We've got a few things to discuss tonight, as you can probably tell by the title, and some stuff we did on the weekend. And we're going to go over some of those details. And we'll look at some photos and, we'll have some fun. It's Monday night. It's a great way to start the week, I think. I hope you guys agree. If I can ever get this mic to stay still, maybe I'll have to get Eric in here to set me up with my microphone stand. It works well, but, Ben Coombs, how are you? It was great hanging out with you on the weekend. Hope you had fun at CosmoFest. I did watch your little vlog video that you posted just before I went live, which was awesome. Thanks for doing that. I didn't take any video because I knew you were taking some, and I figured, why duplicate the content, and everybody in my community as far as audience is part of yours as well. So they'll get to see it and enjoy it as well. So definitely check that out. Dave R's Guitar, how's it going? I was been on a couple of your streams in the last week or so. You're doing some great stuff. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the Helix, which is a great product. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Bam, Ozzy, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you again. Guitar Hack, same thing. We hung out all weekend. Well, we hung out all Saturday, I should say, and it was a great time, and got a chance to catch up and look at some gear. I got Guitar Hack to actually try a Helix, and he wasn't disappointed. And the funny part about that whole experience was I was telling him, this is just the stock presets, and there's nothing really special done to this. So if you like it this way, you're definitely going to like it once you start to tweak it. And I invited him over to come and, spend a day here with me in my studio and play some of the stuff that I've got set up here. And he's going to definitely get a different experience with that. So, you never know until you try something, I guess. Let me see who else we've got here. Quentin, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. We missed you were you on this Nocturnal's stream this morning? No, I don't think you were. You must have been sleeping. But nice to see you in here. Will Varela, how are you? Let me go down the chat. We've got Lefty Mike. What's going on, brother? And just make my way down. We've got, if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. I'm just so bad at trying to catch up with this stuff. We've got Nocturnals in here. How's it going, Nocturnal? Enjoyed your show today. Awesome job. Always fun time, some laughs. We've got Dale Palmer. How's it going, Dale? Happy birthday again. I know it was Dale. I believe it was Dale's birthday yesterday, but he'll clarify that for us if I'm wrong, but again, yeah, nocturnal lemming, all my lemmings. Brad Miller, how's it going, brother? Glad to see you're in here. Eric from EVH is in here as well. Good stuff, good stuff. And I think I'm caught up. Rick Hefner, how's it going? Nice to see you. And Brad Egan, how's it going? Oh, did you move to Ottawa already? Wow, that was quick. That's awesome, brother. I hope you're happy and you've got yourself a good situation going there. But yeah, we'll miss you around here. Didn't see you that often, but it was nice to hang out. Maybe we'll take a cruise out to Ottawa on the bike someday, and I'll give you a call. If you still have your same number, just send me a text and give me some updated information on your new address and that stuff. So that's always cool. Hack using the Helix is the first sign of the zombie apocalypse. Absolutely. Right now I've got the Helix set up and I'm using, it's my own patch, and I've kind of been working on this patch as my main patch. And it's basically a Marshall Plexi model amp. And then I've got a few EQs on it and a compressor. And then I've got a couple of effects that I like. I actually got a script mod phase on here that I've been playing with, which is kind of cool. And I got a little delay on there, obviously. It's pretty cool. And then I also put a vibe, univibe pedal on this thing, which I kind of like. It's kind of... You know what I mean? It's always fun. The cool thing about the Helix is you can try pretty much anything. So any pedal you want to try and you want to kind of experiment with, it's there. You just pop it in and off you go. Ladybug, how are you? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I'd like to have Ladybug's accent. The Southern. I can't do it. Even if I tried, it would be a major fail. And let's see, digging that tone right now. Yeah, and the cool thing is just a plain rock tone without the delay or without any effects, just a little reverb is really cool. It's like... So I like it. It's pretty straightforward, you know, rock. And what I like about it is that the pick attack, and not even the pick attack, it's when you put your fingers on the fretboard and stuff, there's like I don't know, I call it sponginess. Like when you're playing through a tube amp and stuff, you feel kind of that reaction. I think it has to do a lot with compression, tube compression. But I've been able to dial that in with the settings that I've got on this patch. You know, it takes a little bit of time to get it just right to your liking, but I've been able to do that with this one. So I've been working on this one for about a week, just, you know, not a week straight, but, you know, going back to it and tweaking it a little bit here and there and trying some different things. And again, I'm playing this through my studio monitors here most of the time. I'm not even going through my Mesa cab. I need to buy, I guess, a power amp or something like that, and I can run the Helix through that and go through my Mesa and experiment with running it through a cab. So that's coming soon actually. Will, it says wow, that was a nice Kiss song. Oh wait, Pink Floyd. Yeah, right, little Pink Floyd vibe to that little one there. I don't know a lot of Pink Floyd, but I know a little bit. All right, hey, R2's in here, better watch it, everybody. R2's in, so mind your manners, people. Let's see. Yeah, So okay, let me put my guitar away, and we'll have a look at some photos and stuff. All right, give me 1 second. All right, let me just get settled in here. Make sure I'm in focus. I think I am. Cool. Eric says the orange pedal baby is good for power amp. That's what I heard as well, Eric, and I think that's the way I'm going to go with that for sure. I know that Seymour Duncan makes a power station of some sort that has some controls on it, but I've heard the pedal baby is a better solution, so I'll probably be doing that, but we will see. Rick says I lived in Oklahoma. Other kids made fun of me because I had a southern. I don't know. I like that accent. Every time I hear somebody speaking with southern accent, it's always cool. Okay, let's see. All right. So yeah, this weekend was an interesting weekend. On Saturday, I went and attended an event here in Toronto, just north of Toronto, at Cosmo Music Store. It's called. They do it every year, and it's Cosmo Music Fest. I think this was the 5th year that they do it, and it's pretty cool. It's if some of you in the States probably have the same type of deal. It's at your big music store called Sweetwater, and they put an event on. They have some bands, and they have a lot of gear out, big tents and stuff. It's that type of thing, but not on that scale. Obviously, I think Sweetwater is way bigger, but it's really cool. It's free. You go there for the day, and you get to hang out, and they have different vendors. They set up a big tent outside of the music store, and they have different vendors there that, are selling and showing off some of the guitars and effects and drums and all kinds of stuff, right? So you get a chance to walk around and see some stuff. The music store obviously is full of cool gear as well, but man, that day it's super packed. You go into the music store, don't expect to sit there and try stuff as you would on a regular day because there's just so many people, and they've got all these boxes everywhere because it's like they get a bunch of stuff in and they blow it out at like these crazy prices. I saw guitars there that were going for like $200 and they're regularly $400 or $500. They just had boxes piled up, and I guess they buy a bulk thing and then they just blow them out on that day. And anything you buy in the store that day, you save 10% automatically, but you spin this wheel, and if you land on 20% or 50%, you get that discount as well. I don't know how many people got 50% off, but that'd be pretty cool if you bought a Les Paul or something and you got it for 50% off by spinning that wheel. But that doesn't happen not very often, obviously, but it's kind of cool. They had different bands that were playing that day. I wasn't crazy about the band lineup compared to last year. Last year they had I believe anyway, from my taste, had a better band lineup. But it wasn't bad. Even the store themselves, the employees, they have their own band that they do. As employees, they all get together and they jam and stuff. And it was really cool. It was like they had a horn section and all kinds of stuff, and they were playing some soul music and all kinds. They were really tight and they were pretty impressive. So that was cool. What else? So let me go to the my other screen here, and I'll bring up the photos that I have to show you. How can I do this? Okay, if I click on that, and I click on that, can I do that? There we go. All right, let me see if this will work. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, they had all kinds of stuff. They have clinics there as well, right? With some people like Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, and they had Alex Skolnick from Testament was there doing a clinic, a guitar clinic. Let me just go to some photos. Here's Nico from Iron Maiden. Let's see if you guys can see this. There's Nico, and he was signing some autographs. He did a full clinic. He had his drum set up there and everything. I'll show you a picture with his full drum set here. Pretty cool. I didn't attend the clinic. These are pictures from the Cosmo Instagram page, but Hey, Zach Thong's in here. We got a chance to meet Zach at Cosmo. He was walking around checking stuff out. That's awesome. Gary Holt, how are you? So yeah, that's Nico. Let me go down the line here. Here's Chilliwack. I don't know if some of you guys are familiar with Chilliwack. They are a Canadian band, obviously, and I'm not too familiar with their music. I mean, I know some of the songs and stuff, and they're a good band and everything. It's just it's not really something that I grew up listening to, so I wasn't very familiar. And they've been doing it for, Christ, I think over 35 years or more probably. So that's them signing autographs. Here's another picture of Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden and his crazy drum set. Look at this thing. It's got freaking gold stands and insane. Must have been a good clinic. I haven't heard any reviews and stuff, but pretty sure it was good. Let me go down here. Here's a picture of a guitarist from Finger 11. That was one of the bands. Finger 11 is a band from Hamilton, Ontario, I believe. They were pretty big back in the 90s, I'm going to say. They've had some hit songs and stuff. So I didn't stick around for these guys. We left. I left just after Chilliwack was done, so I didn't get to see everybody. And here's another picture of Chilliwack playing live. There they are. And let me go down. Oh, there's Alex Skolnick doing his clinic. He's a great guitar player. I would have liked to attended that one actually, but I just, when I go to these things, I rarely attend the clinics. I just kind of go and watch the bands play live, and I look at a bunch of gear and hang out with people and stuff. So that's that. Here's a picture of Finger 11. They're the singer. I think they're all the original members of the band from, I don't know, I didn't know them that well, like as far, I know their music and stuff, but I don't really follow them that closely. Let me go back down a little bit. There was this girl called Sarah, what was her name? She was really good. To me, she was the best of the bands that I saw. She was a guitar player, and there was a bass player and a drummer. Just a three-piece. Man, they were rocking it. They were really good. I'm trying to find a picture of her. Don't see it. I think Dave Grohl was there. For some reason, I'm seeing pictures of Dave Grohl pop out at Cosmo, and I didn't see him, and I didn't hear anything about him being there, unless this is an older picture, but it's with this batch of pictures, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. He shows up in a couple of pictures on here. He might have been there. There's, let me go down. This is the store, actually, so you can see the outside of it. It's a huge building. Johnny Bean, what's going on, brother? I'm not paying attention to the chat, guys, so just pardon my ignorance here if I'm not seeing you. Just looking at it now, make sure that I'm not missing anything. If you've got a question or something that you need to tag me in, just go ahead and do that. Trying to see if I'm trying to find a picture of that girl, Sarah. Here's Nico again, signing some posters. He was a big hit. I see a lot of Iron Maiden shirts there. This is the stage. It's just outside. Right. And this is inside. They had Keeley was there, and they had all their pedals out, and you could just try them, put on some headphones and try out all kinds of different pedals. But there was so many people in there too that I didn't take the time to sit there and try a bunch of stuff out. Other than Guitar Hack trying the Helix and stuff, we kind of walked around, and I think Guitar Hack got there a few hours earlier than me, and he got a chance to try out some guitars and things there. But I go to Cosmo on a regular basis, so I had tried a lot of that stuff that they had. Oh, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Geddy Lee. Yeah, he was there. he was signing his new book, and he had a long lineup for his stuff. He has this huge book. It's about all his basses, and apparently it's really, really cool. It's expensive, though. I think it's over $100 for that book. There might be some more pictures. Here's some Friedman guitars, because Dave Friedman was there with the guitarist that he travels with when he's doing these shows and stuff. Sammy Bowler, his name is, and they had a booth and they were showing some stuff. Here's the outside again, where you can see the stage and a bunch of people. There's a big tent behind there too, where if you wanted to go and have a beer or whatever. They had a bunch of food trucks. They had more food trucks this year than they did last year, which is cool. There's Getty again. Oh, this is a video of him, but he's right there. You can see him. He's signing a bunch of books. And let me just go down. I'm trying to find that girl that was playing. Oh, there's a picture of her right here. She was awesome. What is her name? Does it show? It's Sarah something. I can't remember her last name. I wasn't even familiar with her. Like, I'd never heard her until this, and then I started looking online today, and I found a bunch of her music and stuff. And she played a Black Sabbath song. She played a bunch of stuff, and she was just rocking it. She was the only guitarist. She was a guitarist, drummer, and a bassist, and it sounded really good. So I'm going to check her out more, see some more of her stuff. Here's another picture of the man, Giddy. He's having a good time. Let me see. They had these cool drinks there. People walking around with these big freaking banana cone things and what is it? Big watermelon things, and drinking out of that. There's another page that I have. So, here's Andy Wood. He did a clinic as well. And I have to say that his not his Les Paul, his Telecaster model, the SMEER Telecaster model, the Andy Wood, I played that before, I guess a few months ago when I went to Cosmo, and I have to say that is one of the best Telecasters that I've ever played. That he's got a roasted maple neck on that thing, and it was so comfortable, and it sounded really, really good. And they had the guitar he's holding there, you can't really see it in this picture, but it's the black one, and it's got 2 humbuckers in it, I believe. And I tried that one, and I love that guitar. And that's the one, I think, the Guitar Pit here that's in our community, he actually bought one on Reverb, and he kept it a few weeks, and as you know, he sells and buys stuff all the time, and he was selling it. And at the time, I was looking for my R9, and he'd offered it to me, and I would have bought it. Like, I really wanted that guitar, but the R9 was really what I wanted, so I couldn't get both of them. But if I had the money and, I could just go and buy something today, I would definitely pick up that SMEER Telecaster, that Andy Wood model. It's really good. Sorry. Did I miss something? Let me see. R2 says I did not mean to do that, Ryan. I have no idea what you did, so no worries. Oh, Dave R's guitar was timed out. Oh, sorry, Dave R. Take it up with R2. I have no idea what happened. Yeah, Guitar Hack says he played Andy Wood, the Andy Wood guitar. It's a really good guitar, actually. The Telecaster for the Andy Wood, I think, is like $4,000 Canadian. It's not cheap, but it is a beautiful guitar. Here's probably a picture of it here. Well, he's got a few different models. He's got a black one that has got different pickups in it, like more standard telly type pickups, and then he's got his black one, which has 2 humbuckers in it. And that's the one I tried, the black one, and it's freaking amazing. Just going through the rest of them here. Okay, so these were probably older. Here's this thing, it was just boxes and boxes like this piled up all throughout the store. And they had a ton of stuff. They had a little Gibson booth there. They had some of the new Les Pauls were there. They had an R7 back there. I don't know if you can Yeah, you can't really see my mouse moving, but it's behind. It's on the floor there, and I tried it. I had played it before. Obviously, it's a really relict one, but it plays really nice and sounds amazing. I told Guitar Hack, you distract him, and I'll grab it. But he wasn't going for it. He chickened out, so we didn't go with it. So the R7 is still a Cosmo, and it's also $7,000 Canadian. Just putting it out there. All right, so let me, so that's the pictures on this thing. There's a few other pictures I want to show you before we move on to the next thing. I think if I do this and I do that, what happens if I, okay, so that's the Facebook page. Can I see? All right. Yeah, this is the girl I was talking about. They were really good. I didn't get a chance. We were Ben and myself, Guitar Hack and Mayhem were just on the side of the stage, a little further back, over on the side, and we were just at a table there, and we were shooting a shit and everything, and they were playing, but we heard them, and I could see her on stage, and she was good. Here's the Cosmo band. As you can see, they had They had 3 singers. They had a horn section. Even have a big freaking trombone back there. The bass player was just this little guy right here, and he was just playing the bass like nobody's business. They only had 1 guitarist on there, but it sounded awesome. They would probably, like Guitar Hack had mentioned when we were talking over there, that they would probably be an awesome, for corporate events and weddings and things like that. They would make a killing because they are really good, really tight. And there's the Getty. And this guy, for some reason, I got another picture of it a little further down where you see this guy. He was all dressed up in some weird getup, and Getty, I guess, knows him because I guess he follows Getty everywhere because Getty was all excited to see him. But he had this friggin' crazy getup. I have no idea what the hell it's all about, but I'll show you. Here's a here's a better picture of him. He's in line. This is the lineup, by the way, to go in to see Getty. It was huge. Yeah, and this guy was dressed up. He must know Getty or something. He's got a baseball for a hat. And the thing with Geddy Lee, he's a huge baseball fan. He has season tickets to the Blue Jays, and he's always sitting right behind home plate and stuff. So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know the backstory, but I found it funny that this guy was in there. Let's see what else. And again, see, Dave Grohl. I don't know about you, Guitar Hack, but I didn't see Dave Grohl there. And Ben, I don't know if you saw him or heard that he was there or anything. But this is the ESP rep that was there. He was with Alex Skolnick. So I don't know what the deal is. That's kind of weird. I didn't see Dave Grohl, and I'm sure people would be saying, hey, Dave is here. But it looks like he showed up for whatever reason. And there's Mr. Getty with his book. And that was a blast. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that's it. The other pictures down there are from past years, I believe. And there's kind of the promo that they had for Geddy Lee for his book signing. Book of Bass. All his basses are in there, and he's got some cool stories around it. So I'd like to check that out. But okay, so let me go back to the chat and the camera and all that stuff. Hold on one second. And if I do that. There we go. All right. I think we're back. So yeah, it was an awesome experience. I always enjoy meeting up with some fellow YouTubers and friends. Being around guitars, talking music, having some fun. So it was a good time. And like I was saying in the beginning, I did get Guitar Hack to try out the Elix, and he wasn't. He was surprisingly impressed. So, and again, he was just trying the stock presets. So I said, you got to come over to my house one day, and I'll run you through like the with some built patches and some stuff, and you'll see that it's a pretty cool device. Well, we'll see. So I think we're going to probably hook up sometime in July, maybe, if we can fit it into our schedules. The other thing we're doing in July is we're heading down to Nashville for NAMM, Summer NAMM. We will be there, I believe, the second week of July. I leave on the 15th, I think. I'm going to be there a few days early. So, yeah, and I know Guitar Hack's going, Ben's going, a bunch of people are going, so that'll be cool. And that obviously is a bigger event than the CosmoFest, but it's definitely be cool to see that. And I want to get out and check out some of the guitar stores in that area, check out some bands and some shows maybe. You know, I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff to do. It is Nashville, so it'll be fun. All right, let me see. Cosmo band had a tuba. Yeah, I know. It was crazy, and they were really good too. They were a super tight band. So I'm just kind of going through. R2 says, sorry, brother, it always happened on my phone. Yeah, no problem, R2. I'm sure Dave knows you didn't do that by doing it on purpose or anything. Hey, Scott Connor, how's it going? Get Scott Connor in here. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat while we were doing the photos and stuff. So I'm getting a little bit of kind of weird noise here. I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's all right. Pooh Ninja, what's going on, brother? Black Country Blues is in here. Is Ed Dana in here? It says, damn, that's Ed Dana. I don't know. I didn't see Ed Dana's name, but if you're in here, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Ben says he got his NAMM pass today. Cool, cool. Yeah, I got mine, when I applied for it pretty much the same day. They sent me the email with the code and everything, so that's I'm all set with that. It should be fun. Let's see. Dave R says, Guitar Hack, you could play an entire gig on 6 patches. Exactly. That's what I told him. I said, you could probably set up your set list and have, like, you know, a patch for each song and have exactly the tone for that song, for your solo and everything. And all you have to do is just bring that one box and plug it in, and you're off and running. But we'll see. We'll see. Everybody's got their own thing going, and they do whatever they feel like is best for them. Guitar Hack hoping to get my pass soon. Yeah. Well, you should get it soon, I'm sure. And yeah, there was something else I wanted to discuss. I'm trying to think. If you have any questions, put them in the chat here. Let me just push this back. How do you do that? I'm still using this new software here, and there we go. That, and I need to put... Oh, I didn't change the name here. Let me do that quickly. June 3rd. All right. What happens if... Where is that? I had this thing where I could bring up your questions on the screen, and I never use it. I want to try to test it if it works. So if I do that, yeah, it shows up now. It should show up on the screen. And if I, oh yeah, okay, cool, it works. But it doesn't update as quickly as you guys are putting in the chat. The last one, Joshua Garcia, how's it going, brother? New name. And again, if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe if you like the content. This is my 19th episode, by the way. So I've been doing a Monday night show at 7 o'clock since February every week now. So I didn't miss 1 week, which is good. So next week will be number 20. So maybe we can do something special for number 20 as a kind of a milestone I didn't know I was even going to do this year. One of the things I wanted to do this year was to do more videos or whatever, and just, build the channel up a little bit. But doing my own live show and, going live a few times here and there during the week and playing, that wasn't really in my plans. But then I started to think about it, and I said, well, I'll try it, and, started to deal with some, because I didn't know my internet, if I could do it or not, because we've got really shitty internet here at home. So I gave it a shot, and there we are, 19 episodes later. And I did go live a few times, not just on Mondays, but on, Wednesdays, Thursdays, here and there, in the afternoons or something when I had a free hour or something, or if I was testing. So it's been good. Dave Arstar says, I heard was doing an R9 giveaway on his 20th episode. No, that would be more like my 1000th episode. Maybe I would do something like that. My 20th episode, maybe I can come up with something. Maybe I'll do a pedal giveaway or something, because I do have a few pedals left that I'm probably going to be selling, but maybe I can, instead of selling it, I can do something. I'll think of something, and if you guys have any suggestions, put them in the friggin' chat here, and I'll definitely consider. Will says, no pictures of Hack playing something other than a Gibson. No, but he did. He played, when he was trying to Helix, he was playing an Ernie Ball guitar, so there you go. Okay, just trying to catch up here. Quentin was on Ben's live chat last night. That was a cool hangout. I watched most of it live, but then I caught the rest of it today on a replay in the morning when I got into the office. I put it on, so it's always fun to watch those. 19s, you can drink on air now. Yeah, I know, right? I haven't drank since, well, some of you know that I started this diet back July 8th, so I'm almost a year into this diet, right? And this diet is, it's called keto, and beer isn't part of it. So from July 8th to now, I've had a total of two beers. Pretty weird. But I was never a big heavy drinker anyway, but it's kind of weird that I haven't, I've been able to really focus on this diet. And the same thing with chocolate. I've had one piece of chocolate since July 8th of last year, which is unheard of for me, because I was like chocolate freak, ate chocolate every day of my life. But I'd like a beer. I should do that next week, guys. Guitar Hack says, I'll take a Timmy. Yeah, I don't have a Timmy. I have a Timmy built into the Helix. If you wanted to do that, you wouldn't have to be shopping for a pedal if you had your Helix. You would just go onto your interface and just click on add pedal, and you could add a Timmy if you wanted to, because it's built into the Helix. Let me know if it's buffering or anything, because my internet seems to say it's slowed down a bit, so it should come back if it's buffering, but we'll keep going as long as it's up, and if it's not, then it is what it is. I heard that too. Brad says, yeah, I'm not giving my R9 away, so keep dreaming, folks. It's not happening. Ben went for 5 hours last night. Wow, that's a long stream. And Quentin's on the seafood diet. Everything he sees, he eats. Bazinga. I know, Quentin. Nocturnal's going to set you straight there when she sees you. Let's see. No beer. I don't understand. Brain overload. Or two. Yeah, I know, right? I was telling Hack, and he was saying something about food. He had gone to some event, and there was horses and stuff, and it's called Medieval Times. And at that event, they have live stuff going on. It's in an arena. It's like, medieval times, right? They have knights and stuff, and there's horses and everything, and they serve you dinner and everything like that. And he said that smell in that room, trying to eat and having that smell around, was kind of freaking him out. And then he was smelling stuff like that a little bit the other day, and he said, I don't know, there's something about this smell or something around here. And I told them about the first time I got drunk was, oh, geez, I was really young. I was probably about 13 years old. You know, you're kids in a small town, and my buddy went into his dad's liquor cabinet and picked up a bottle of gin, and we took off in the woods, and we bought some orange juice, and we drank that. And I got so friggin' sick to the point where, well, I couldn't get out of we were in the woods and stuff, and we were drinking, and then another buddy of mine came and got us out of there because we couldn't barely walk. We were throwing up. It was really bad. You know, what do you expect? 13 years old, never drank, and now you're drinking gin and orange juice straight like that, just, going crazy. So anyway, they had to call my parents. My parents had to come to get me at my buddy's house, and they were, but anyway, I was so sick that I had not drunk orange juice. Well, I think I was 41 years old the first time I drank orange juice again. So from 13 years old to 41, I could not drink orange juice because of that one episode. Because, I did a number on myself, and that was it. And gin, well, forget it. That's never happening again. So video and audio is fine on your end. Yeah, it says it's back good there, so we should be fine to go to the end. I've got another 15 minutes, and then Ben is going to go on at 8, and he's probably going to have some stuff to discuss as well, so absolutely. Let me keep going here. Let's see, Dave R's guitar. There we go. I'll put that up there. Scott Connor, I might pass out from shock. Just reading your comments quickly if there's anything I need to see. Yeah, gin is nasty, man. But, as a kid, you don't even know. You just want to get drunk or something. You're just exploring, trying something new. And my buddy says, hey, this stuff's supposed to be like really strong. And we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah, okay, what do you put it in? I don't know. Let's get some orange juice. Somebody said gin and orange juice. So here we went and started experimenting. And man, that went south in a hurry. Oh my God, that was bad. I've never been so sick. But it taught me a lesson. I didn't quit drinking. Obviously, I've had some episodes past that. But yeah, the whole orange juice thing. It's funny how you do something in life and that sticks with you forever. And yeah, I think I was 41 years old by the time I was able to actually take a glass of orange juice and drink it and not puke. All right, let me remove. Can I remove that? That's that. If I do that, okay, that's cool. Go here. Q&A time. Push that. Cool. Yeah, I'm just playing around, guys. Playing around with this software, trying to learn it as I do these live streams. I'm putting in some features into the software and trying to figure out how to make them work. So, let's see. A few vapor trails on gin and juice. Yeah. Gin and tonic is all I drank in my 20s, Guitar Hack says, at those marathon gigs. I don't know how you did it, brother. It's orange gin time again. Scott Connor. Yeah. Cold gin. I know, right? I mean, I was a huge Kiss fan as growing up, as you know, right? So Cold Gin was a pretty big song for us, and I guess that's where we got the gin thing. So we thought, hey, gin, yeah, that's cool. Let's do this, man. Kiss, right? Yeah. Not so much. Kiss. All right, let me grab my my Les Paul and maybe go through a few of the Helix sounds here just to show you this patch that I built and give you a kind of a sense of how that sounds with the Les Paul. And then we'll call it a night. We've only got 10 minutes left. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask about, go right ahead in the chat, and I should see it if you tag me. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. So this is just a clean clean sound. I've got a delay on there. I can take the delay off. When I set up my patches on the Helix, I always put a little bit of reverb that's always on. I can turn it off, but the way I set up my Helix, I have 4 snapshots on the bottom, and the top row I just use it for pedals. So right now I've got a chorus, a vibe, a delay, and a phaser on the top there. And I mean, you can make that anything you want. I could put, I've got a couple of distortion pedals in the patch, but when I click on my rock or my crunch patch or my crunch snapshot on this patch, and I've got the delay on there, but so that's more of a crunch. But if I go to my clean, and I always like to play my clean in the middle position for the guitar. So it's really nice and clean. And then you can go to neck pickup to get that. You know what I mean? So it gives you a nice warm sound on that neck pickup. I really like that. But the way I've got my patch set up is I'm actually using a different amp in my patch to do the clean. I use a basically a Roland what is it? JC120, I believe. That's that super chorus amp, that really clean amp. And the Helix, the model that they put in that Helix for that particular amp is awesome for clean sound. So I set up that and a Marshall Plexi in that same patch, and then when I go to clean, it switches to that amp, and when I go to rock or crunch or whatever, it goes to the Plexi model. So it's really cool you can do that. Then if I want to add a chorus, I can just click on my chorus here. So there you go. And and then if you want, you can, do something else like a vibe. Right, so I've got it. Those are the kind of the mod effects that I like. I like chorus. I like the Univibe. I just started playing with this phaser since Eric did a patch and that Van Halen stuff. So it was in there. So I started playing around with it. And so let me see. This is the phaser. Right, but I think with the phaser it's always better, well, for me anyway. If I was playing clean guitar or something, I always use maybe a little bit of chorus, maybe some vibe or something like that. But when I put this is more of the Van Halen. That, and then I've got a lead sound. So if I want to go to a solo or something, I don't play live with a band, so it doesn't really matter. I just program it anyway, just to play around. So So I've got my crunch. Then if I go to my lead. So there you go. So yeah, this is a patch I've been working on for about a week, and I don't know how it's sounding on YouTube. I'll have a listen to it after the stream is done just to see, but in my monitors here, it sounds really good. In my in-ears, it's a little bit weird because, in-ears are always different. They're EQ'd a little differently. Still sounds good, but it's not exactly like it's coming out of my monitors. So, but you get that compression that I like when you're picking. So that makes a big difference. Let me see. Brad Miller says my bass sound for the Helix Stomp, I use a JC120 and put drive. Yeah, it's an awesome amp in the Helix because it's super clean. So if you put like an overdrive or some distortion in front of it, you can friggin' dial in your tone all you want. Like that thing will. It's amazing how they modeled that, because I did play a real one of those at a music store up in Barrie, and I found it like really cool, and I loved the sound. And then when I got the Helix, I saw it was in there, and I loaded it up, and it was pretty much identical to the real one. So they did a really good job with that model, that's for sure. Guitar Hack says maybe in July we can do something after NAMM. It'll be fun. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, we'll set it up. Like I said, I'm off on Fridays in the summer, so you can come up on Friday, anytime, and spend a day and just go through. But I'm warning you right now that once you try the R9, it'll probably ruin it for everything else. Right? I don't know. It's a fair warning. I'm putting it out there, and all you people in the chat are witness to this. So I've warned Guitar Hack. So maybe don't play the R9 then if you don't want to get addicted to it. But there, just a warning. Let me see. Dale Palmer says, how crowded was it at CosmoFest? It's pretty crowded, but I think last year there was more people in the tent area where the vendors were, so it was a little harder. This year there seemed to be a little bit less people in that area. There's still a lot of people watching the concerts and stuff. It's not that bad, actually. Like, we were able to walk around, and you were never really, like I'm not big on crowds and stuff, so I try not to go to events where it's super crowded. So it wasn't that bad, but yeah, it was. It wasn't bad. Last year I found it more crowded in the tent area where all the vendors were, but this year I guess either there was less people that more people were there to see the concerts and less gearheads like us that were kind of going through the tent and looking at all the pieces of gear, or it's just maybe they had less people this year. I don't know, but I didn't find it bad at all. Let's see. Yeah, definitely tag me in the chat if you need me to see something, because I'm like super bad at this. Zach says, awesome tone, Brian. Hey, thanks, Zach. Guitar Hack says, a Friday that I don't gig the day after. Yeah. R9 Kool-Aid and Helix Kool-Aid. There you go. I don't know, man. I'm just saying this R9 is something that, for me anyway, like, every time I try any guitar now, it's like, no, it doesn't hold up compared to this thing. So it kind of ruins you, right? But I waited a long time to get this guitar. Like I said, I'm going to be 50 years old in August. That was, if it took me 50 years of living to finally achieve this R9, I think it's fair. But, and again, I was a bass player for many years, so I was never really looking at them. But as a kid growing up, a Les Paul was always, that was the guitar. If I was ever looking at guitars, it was always a Les Paul to begin with. And then finding out more about them, and the 59 was always, that unicorn type guitar. So Brian cried, fair warning, Lord, don't strike poor Hack down. Yeah. Will says, my wedding wasn't crowded either, and I still went. Good one. Cha-ching. I know, man. I was married too, by the way. Yeah, I did it when I was. I turned 21 years old, which was well, I guess as history shows now, it was a mistake. But at that point, what happened with that was the girl I married back then. We were in a band together. She was a singer, and we were touring and doing stuff, and we're always together, and we hooked up as a couple, and then we got married, and that's when I moved to Toronto, and it was fine. But when I got married, it wasn't really. I don't think I was ready for that, and she was really wanting to get married, so I kind of did it, but. I think that, obviously it didn't work out. So in 95, I got divorced. So, but it's an experience, people go through that stuff. And now in 98, I met my wife that I'm with now, and we've been together ever since. So just life experiences. And I have nothing against my ex or whatever. And she's doing her own thing, and it's all good. So, but yeah, I got married pretty early on in my life, and if I had to do it again, I don't think I would do that. I was too young, didn't know enough about life to get into stuff like that. It certainly sounds great in your hands, Brian. Oh, thank you, Bam. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you very much. I just feel very comfortable with this guitar for some reason. You know how you pick up a guitar or something? I was telling Hack the other day, sometimes a guitar picks you, right? You pick up a guitar that you don't maybe expect, that you like neck profiles, or you've heard things or whatever, and you pick one up and it's just like, wow, this thing is just really, for me type of thing. And when I picked this one up, I immediately bonded with it. So Guitar Hack takes small sips. You'll get quickly drunk on that Kool-Aid, Dave R. says. Yes. And the same way about Les Paul, Brian. Yeah. Dale was always lusting over Strats. Yeah. And you know what? That Strat that I have back there, the Friedman, is probably, it's my second favorite guitar in the whole collection. It's if I had to keep two guitars, let's say, it would be this R9 and that Strat. And not that I don't like Fender Strats. I do like them. It's just that where that volume knob is, I just can't play them. And that Friedman Strat as a tone knob and a volume knob only, and they're pushed further away from that bridge pickup, which makes it a lot more comfortable for me to play. So which is why I went that route. And that guitar is amazing. Like, it sounds really good. The neck is, it's very similar to this R9 neck as far as feel and the width and stuff. So that's why I went with that Friedman. Guitar Hack says, married to your singer. What the? Yeah, right. You're in that situation, but yours worked out. Mine didn't. So now married to a lady that loves music, but isn't a singer or a musician. So maybe that's a good thing, right? But nothing bad if your wife is a singer or a musician and you're in a band together and you get along. That's awesome. That's the perfect situation. Let's see. Zach Long says, Brian, I know the guy that was watching the booth beside the Gibson booth at Cosmo. Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing we didn't try to pull something then. I told Guitar Hack, I said, you distract him, and I'm going to grab that R7 back there, and we'll just kind of quietly walk away. He wasn't going for it. He chickened out. I'm just kidding, by the way. I wouldn't do that. All right. Okay, so it's 8:03. I think Ben has probably started his stream. I would like to say thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. This was episode 19. Next week will be episode 20. I think I want to do something special for episode 20, like a giveaway of some sort. I will think about that this week. It'll probably be, I don't know what it will be. I'm not even going to say it because I don't know yet. I have to look at my collection here and see if there's anything that I want to part with in that way. And I'll think of a way that we could do a little giveaway or something special, right? Because I didn't know I was going to be doing this every week when I started it. I started it more as a kind of an experiment and something to do, like just try it, see how it felt. And now we're 19 weeks later, and here we are. So I think week number 20, we should do something. So I will let you know what that is. I might go live again this week. I have no idea. Sometimes I do, some testing or whatever, a little jam or something like that on an afternoon. Or if you see me go live and you're around and have nothing to do, jump on in. It's always great to see you guys. And I'm sure I'm going to see you guys on some other streams. Our regular community hangs out, which is awesome. It was great to hang out in person with some of the YouTubers, Guitar Hack and Ben and Mayhem and Zach and a bunch of other people. So it's always good. So have a great week, folks. I wanted to make sure that if you have any questions for me after the show or whatever, or you have any comments, definitely leave them there. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, definitely do. And also subscribe to other people in this chat. Just click on their names and go check out what they have, because a lot of the people here put out some great content and, take the time to do that, which is what builds our community and gives us some great content to support each other with. And we all learn something as well, right? So it's pretty cool. I'm glad that I'm part of it, and I'm glad you guys are part of it as well. So I will talk to you next week, if not sooner. And until then, be good and don't get in too much trouble. And that's it, folks. All right. Take care.